Hey Andrew in Ireland, got your Stryker here. This will be take two. It's not funny, but we'll get to what I mean by that in a second. So, got your side band all lined up good. Let me grab a microphone and we'll just show you what it's doing here for you. Alright, so again, it's the 955 HPC Plus, just like the last one. Actually, I started sending them all out like this with the UK FM on band 10, so you can always copy, and if you wanted to switch it to another bank or something, I think you can do it. Although I did already let you know I did request some things. Whether Stryker, they said they would check into it. It's all they said, so we'll see. We'll see what they come up with. But there's the power. CQ, 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 CQ. So it's doing good. It looks good there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. AM. I got the gate function on. That's what I recommend running. Is the gate function. So on this one I did lower it down to about 20. Showing about 21 though, but about 20.9 or something. So it's picking up a little bit of sound, even though we're using a unmodulated mic. Man, one of those days, I guess. The old voice box is giving out, talking into the phone, into the camera. So that's your power on AM, which I don't know if you guys use that a whole lot there or not, but that's the main selling point for these in the USA is the AM performance. FM is about the 3.9 something or another deviation, and she sits about 50. Pretty darn close there. It actually was just a hair over 50 before. When it cools off, it'll be about 50. When you look at it from the standpoint of the difference between FM and like sideband, 50 watts FM is going to talk farther probably than 100 watts sideband, or pretty darn close to the same. So it's a lot of power on FM, 50 watts. The only way to get more power out of a radio, kind of like this, would be to go to like the 497, which is about 100 watts on FM, and it has an internal cooling fan that cools from the inside out, and those radios kick some serious butt on FM too. The thing about those is, they have the analog meter and stuff, so I know you said you kind of like that. The 447 HPC2 that you were talking about in the email, that one works good on FM too, but I think that one I kind of cap at about 40 watts or something, because it's a little less, the casing is small. Man, those suckers get hot, so you got to be careful when you're running FM. This, not so much. Probably it can handle being talked on FM at the full power for quite some time. So can the 497, it just internally cools, so the 497 is a good option for somebody that wants a higher power. But then again, you have to keep in mind that the 497 doesn't have some of the more advanced features that this radio does, so cost-wise they're almost close to this one's actually a little more, I think, but you get a lot more with this. So anyhow, we go into the VFO. I have it set up like this. I think actually when you turn your Roger beep on in the VFO, it stays on. Let's double check that. I did ask for like a public menu to be put back into the software though, so that when you're in the banded option, it stays on. So let's turn on this. Let's go to a different frequency. Whoop, get out of this. Yeah, so in the VFO it does stay on. So maybe they'll just come back and tell me that it's there. You just have to use the radio a different way. I think on the old one there was a public option in the whatchamacallit, PC programming software, because in this one it's not on right now. What channel was I on? I think it was on. It only stays on that channel you were on, as you all know. So I don't remember what the heck channel I turned it on now. It was somewhere. So I don't know. Anyhow, we'll shut it off. And it's already off anyway, so well, it's off for each frequency. I don't remember what frequency I was on, so you may come across a Roger beep that's on if you use a different channel somewhere in the 20s anyway. So but my recommendation is to use that VFO to kind of bypass that, and then if you want to go somewhere else, you can adjust it here to make this change and this change, the step size, how you like it. So anyways, the story is, and appreciate your patience, being a great customer and letting me see the pictures immediately. UPS damaged the first radio that I sent them pretty bad. It's, you know, kind of in ill repair, let's just say that. It's all beat to living snot. You know, the box got destroyed and the radio looks like it got ran over by like a fork truck or something. So I'm not sure what happened, but it's not normally how things work when you ship things, and it can happen at any time for any reason, really. I'm really surprised that they delivered it considering how bad the outer shipping box looked. So we, you know, we have insurance when I ship products and stuff. There's just there's a process that has to be conducted, and the process is about a week, maybe sometimes. Right now it's taken longer because of all the shipments that, you know, through the holidays and stuff, that the company, which is actually a UPS insurance company, is working through and whatnot. So there's about a week. He contacted me last Friday about the damage to his radio and stuff, and so I jumped on that immediately. But there's nothing I can do while the investigation's going on and stuff. So it's done. You know, it's a reimbursement basically. So I'm getting reimbursed. So, you know, the radio is in ill repair. Basically, it's, you know, junk in some cases. So, you know, you buy a radio because you want it to look good and work right. So this is a replacement for that. So the insurance worked, obviously. That's why you pay for it, and that's why you ship with insurance. And it's just, you know, hats off to you and your patience, because it really upsets me when I do my part and I send something out and then the carrier either loses it, which really hasn't ever happened, but it could happen, or destroys it. So in this case, it was destroyed. So I'm going to get this one boxed up for you, and we'll box it a little more heavy duty than before, and let's just hope that this time they don't destroy it, because boy, that would be really bad at that point. I don't know what to say. I don't think I'll ever use UPS to ship to Ireland again. I feel like I've shipped to Scotland and many times to the United Kingdom and never had any problems, but I think this is the first time to Ireland. I have to check. But anyhow, let me show you the radio that we're working with here for you. Yeah, so this is the one you're going to get. And oh, the other thing that I mentioned to Stryker. So when the radios come, this is basically, this goes around the front, and the front always faces this way. That's how the factory packages them. I asked them if there's a possibility that they could get some inserts, you know, like some of the other radios have them, where you have more of like a cardboard covering the front and covering the back. And a lot of other companies are doing that, and they're coming out of the same factory. So I know that that could be an option, and I kind of recommended that to them. I hadn't heard back on that, but I feel like that could be a small change that could, you know, something's better than nothing in the box. Just a little more protection. Obviously, protect it in shipment as best as you can, and then when it falls to the hands of the carrier, who the heck knows what they do. But man, yours got really messed up, so I do apologize for that on behalf of them. It's funny that the insurance part of the insurance side of the you know, what I deal with, they never really apologized or anything for it. They just kind of handled it and left it at that. So I guess this is just the normal thing. They're getting a lot of negativity probably from customers and shippers and stuff like that. So people get upset when things get damaged, but that's why I pay for insurance on shipments, and that's why there's shipping costs, because, you know, if you use free shipping as a business, you know, nothing's free, and, you know, if you ship on uninsured, man, that's a big risk that I don't want to take. So I hope you enjoy this one. Let me quickly show you the receiver though. Okay, I just wanted to show you really quick too. I'm going to leave it in this setting for you, so that you're on the frequency of like your UK FM, and you can see it there. Channel 20, I think it is. So that's why I'm going to test the receiver for you in FM. Alright, so the technical data that I get from the factory on, you know, if we were to go through and calibrate the S meter exactly, This is what they tell me to use, is a 1.2 kilohertz deviation, 1 kilohertz tone. It's channel 20 on the UK FM band. It's about 119.4 is what we're looking at. So remember, we have this always here for anyone that maybe just started watching and you don't understand why the number doesn't match up with the device shows. And that's 12 dB, so that's really good. Obviously, it's much better than what you'd hear on AM. So let's just do AM really quick since we're doing it. Get it covered in all the modes. Shut off FM on this thing. I have a preset level for that, and it just kind of stays there. It remembers, which is nice. We'll just do AM on this frequency. It doesn't really matter what we're doing here. I got to put the radio on AM. That would be helpful. Just set my volume level here. Okay, it's an S9 signal, really strong. I don't know why I had the talk back on. I don't want that to freak you out or something if it were to kick on. Looks like it's, let me see here, AM, yep, about 109.8 on this one, on this frequency, so probably it's going to be a little bit better in the lower part of the bands, like the mid band, and then side band up here. I'm going to move that to a 6 for upper side band offset. I'm going to kill that. And let's see what we got going on here. Actually, no, I don't want that to be a 6. I want that to be a 1, maybe. Get out of my league here with these FM, UK FM frequencies because I'm not used to using them. So bear with me here. That's a weird sound. Let me just go back to the mid band because it's easier for me to get this thing set up. Go to our band. We'll just use 27205 for that right there. Now add the 1 kilohertz offset. There we go. See, I'm not entirely sure with that because that's not my forte, is using those frequencies. So hey, we all have our we all feel normal using certain frequencies, and for me those aren't normal for me to use. So like testing with equipment, I'm surprised I was even able to make FM tests, but sure enough I did. If I would have worked it hard enough here, I would have got AM, or I'm sorry, sideband. But anyhow, it's about minus 125 right there, so around there. And that's your sideband. Actually, it might just be a hair loss, about 124.5 or something like that. So these have a very similar receiver to the 555N2 and the QT60 Pro. So about the same style receiver. Sensitivity is about the same. So with that, I'm going to get ready to go for you. And hopefully we have more luck on this go around. 73. Thanks a lot.